What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're carrying on with our BRZ wire harness repair, figuring out what's wrong with it, all kinds of stuff. So this car has been on the channel before. This is a BRZ with a LS motor and twin turbo from Mount Setup. If you guys haven't seen it, go to the previous videos and check them out. I will also put them in the link below. So they actually turbos are sitting right over here and one right there. And as from previous videos, we're working this wire harness. It looks pretty rough, but we're getting there. Made a lot of improvements a few days ago, and now we're back at it again. So today I'm gonna actually tackle the inside for a little while. Let me turn the light on for you. So this looks pretty rough in here. A lot of wires that need to be untangled first, and then see where they all going, get them all fixed up, re-crimped, re-spliced, soldered, so on and so forth. So a lot of this stuff is actually wrapped up in between this glove box compartment, and I cannot get this whole assembly out. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and feed all these back out and then see where they all go, so we can properly get them put back in and hooked up. And then we're gonna go and move back into this corner. And there's gonna be not a lot of stuff going on until we get a new fuse box cover, and so we can replace this giant hole in here. Actually, most of the wires are in there fine. I was looking at it last night, but the cover is no good, so we're gonna have to get this unwrapped, and then we will figure out this situation over here. I kind of do want to drill a hole right down in this corner, put a grommet in there, and feed them down through this frame behind the fender. So that's what I'm going to go after right now, and there's a few other things that we'll be doing in here, but for now I'm going to hop inside in the cabin and get all that mess situated so I can remove that lower part of the dash. Let's get to it. Hey guys, I'm sorry, the battery actually died for the last few wires that I was feeding through this glove box compartment. But as you see, it's been removed. Everything else is kind of out in the open, so I can actually see what's going on behind the dashboard. And after removing it, this is what I got left with, all these wires. So I'm gonna play around with this for a little while, try to untangle everything, figure out where everything's supposed to be going, and then see where we can mount our ECU. So we're on Terminator X ECU for this LS swap, and I'll get back to you as soon as this is start looking a little neater and nicer, and I'll show you what I got. Hey, so it's been quite some time, and I got most of the wiring figured out, and just want to show you the progress. Here's what I got. If you remember just a little bit ago what we had, I ended up mounting the relays. Sorry for the shadow, kind of can't see it, but because there's a whole bunch of other stuff going on over here. But the two relays that were dangling down for the fuel pumps, they're now up and mounted onto the body. We fixed some of the grounds that are over here kind of loose. We also changed our grounds for our relays. Now it's over here nice and tight. And all the wiring that came out of the engine bay is now nicely routed with OEM harness for the radio and the heaters and all that stuff. So now I still got to get the switch panel wired up, which is over here. I'll be working on that shortly. And this is the harness for the ECU. Looks like previously the ECU, if I remember correctly, was sitting in the glove box. I'm going to reinstall the glove box and put the ECU in, and I'm pretty sure that's where it's going to be sitting at, because this ECU actually has the several lights on it. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be easier whenever you do some kind of troubleshooting or you have any kind of fault codes. You'll be able to open up your glove box, and this is going to be nice nicely visible. So if you can see, there's few lights on here, 1 through 8. So I didn't want to tuck it away somewhere under the dash where if you have a problem or something, then you start tearing everything apart just to look for that code. So I'm going to throw that structure on and I'm going to slide that in, see where we're going to mount it, and we'll move on from there. Alright, the glove box is already installed. Came out looking pretty nice and clean. Everything's tucked out of the way. Nobody's going to be hitting the wires with their feet. You can't even see anything anymore. So it looks pretty good. This is just our signal wires for our switch panel, which I'll talk about that in a second. They just all need to be cut down to size and re-crimped. Here is our ECU. It was previously here before, just laying down. I got it taped for now, but we're gonna end up permanently mounting this to the glove box, and the wire harness kind of comes in through the inside. Let me get some light in there. Through the inside right there, you can see it. Didn't come out too bad. And we got one more thing to do, is to run this positive and negative to our ECU, and these guys go to the battery, or battery in the ground. But I don't even want to do that yet because we still have to do a battery relocation, and I'm not really sure yet at what where I want to put my terminal block. So as soon as I decide that, we're going to go ahead and feed these and cut them to size and put them where we want. But I'll show you this switch panel. I had to make some new pigtails for it so we can go ahead and properly crimp all the wiring. This is what was on it, kind of all crappy and old. So we got some new ones on here, nice and fresh. Unfortunately, I didn't have one more piece, so I have to pick up another one tomorrow morning, and we will finish this, and then we'll run our new power. And I already ran a new ground, so once we get our third wire, we're going to go ahead and crimp it, and this guy goes right into here. End up trimming this down a little bit so it fits a lot nicer.
A few moments later.
There. I need to use 2 hands.
That's what she said.
So this is where it's going to go, right below the radio. Just like so. We'll get our old new wires, and this is the new ground. It's already grounded to the frame, so we just got to get it to size and splice it in. And that basically wraps up all our interior wiring that was out loose, needed redone. With that being said, we got probably another day or so to finish our engine bay. There's a couple more things I can do here. A few starter wires need redone, some other loose odds and ends, but for the most part we're just going to be down the parts at this moment for the battery relocation. Some 2 and some 4 gauge wire to run our feed, and some good grounds, and then we should be able to put some power on it. Hey guys, this is the next day, and I've been actually working on this BRZ all day today, and just want to give you an update of what we got accomplished so far. So coming in on the inside, like I said, I ran out of these terminals, so I had to go and pick it up. So this whole switch panel for our fans and the fuel pump is wired up and trimmed to size. I'm not going to pull on it too much, but it's looking pretty good. And I end up removing this glove box and the whole assembly, put a loom in for the whole wire harness, and here's Turbo. Turbo's helping me today. And then I end up mounting this ECU, so it's looking pretty good. Let me get some light in there. The wire harness kind of just dives right into that opening, so it worked out pretty nice. And here's my power wire for the switch panel right over there, and the other one goes to the ECU. The ground for the ECU is already ran and been attached to the chassis, so that's all good. And these are not hooked up because we don't have the positive terminal block yet, which is on order. So the interior came out pretty nice. Everything is installed, and now I'm going to show you the engine bay. Here's what we got. I end up tucking everything away in the back and securing it with a couple of Del clamps so it doesn't chafe and bounce around and stuff. Adding or rerunning a new signal wire for our starter. It's kind of right down in there, hard to see from this angle. And new signal wire that runs in the bundle to our alternator. And I'll show you that in a second. We also ended up cutting a hole on the inside of the firewall and on the inside of this fender well, so we can run our headlight harness and our fan harness in this channel that runs down along the fender. And it kind of pops out right over here, goes down to your headlights. One of the plugs still needs extended. Haven't got to that yet. It's still sitting right here. As you can see, it was previously extended already, but since I'm running this a different way, we're gonna need like 10 more inches to this harness.
That's what she said.
So not too bad, a little bit more work. Here is our wire still sitting here for our alternator. Like I told you, we're waiting on our 2 gauge and 4 gauge wire to show up. So once they do, I'm gonna make a new wire from here to our positive. Same thing goes for the starter, and both of these will run in the same loom. That's why this is still sitting the way it is. Not too far off, a couple more things to do. Oh, here's the positive wire that was from the alternator running to the battery. So it had a huge chafe in it, so this is going to be redone. And here is the piggyback, or I should say the relay, couple grounds and a few connectors for our fans. So I'm going to obviously redo this because it doesn't look that good. And I think that should be it. After that, just waiting on parts to show up for our battery relocation. Got the mount, a couple terminal blocks, and a few other things. So once that all arrives, we'll wrap that up and then start putting power on this car. So for this video, this is it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.